Well, tonight we've got peach glazed ribs, party peach slaw, easy peach ice cream, creamy peach pudding, and peppy peach crunch. So we have peaches and peaches and peaches, but I also used canned peaches. You can use frozen peaches and fresh peaches. A pound of peaches is usually 2 medium peaches or 2 large peaches. Right now, if y'all notice, they're a little behind this year, the peaches are. They're not quite as big, but part of that is due to our winter. But we,
Cold or what?
where it was colder and it took longer to get warm outside. But so, you know, certain things do better when it's cooler or more rain and whatnot, and other things do not. So they are good peaches. They're just a little bit smaller right now. But they're still good. Miss Betty peeled all the peaches for our ice cream tonight. Quite a few peaches. Yay, Betty. And thank you so much. A little hint that we do with our peaches, if you boil a pot of water and dip your peaches in for 1 minute and then take them out and run them under cold water or dip them in ice water, the skin will come off and you'll lose less of your peach. I do that when I'm making peach preserves or putting peaches in the freezer. You can just slide that skin right off and it makes it a whole lot easier. These peaches are just still a little, they're not freestone, so they're a little bit harder to get off right now. But that's all right. I say that and I didn't peel all the peaches tonight, But we're going to start with our slaw tonight. So we're going to take a big bowl. I was preparing for a big class, so we are a little smaller tonight, but the weather doesn't look exactly good outside. All right. We are going to take, I'm using coleslaw mix. I should have used fresh cabbage. A lot of times I use the angel hair cabbage in place, but for time constraints, or if you all are busy this 4th of July week, you might think about using this. One package is roughly about 10 cups, believe it or not. So we're going to, that's what it says. Now I'm still kind of doubting that too myself, but that's what they say.
What's angel hair cabbage?
It's just sliced very, very thin. But shredded cabbage is good. Cabbage is wonderful this time of year, and we're starting to get our local grown stuff in. And today they fixed the outside and pressure washed. And if you all noticed, if you come in on this side, they've kind of redone the area that we had plants earlier, that getting ready for the local grown and hanging some signs and doing some stuff. But so we take our cabbage, and then we take about 1/2 cup of diced onion. I'm just going to make half this. I was going to double the recipe, but I think let's just go ahead and make it. We've got it cut up. We might as well just go ahead. We'll eat it, right? All right. We'll go ahead and stick this in here. I may have to revert to a bigger bowl after all. But Nancy, cabbage tends, when they're in these bags, they tend to spread out a little bit after you take it out of the bag. But that's a simple, fresh, easy way to get your cabbage quickly. All right, now I am going to drain my peach slices. I'm going to take a 29-ounce can of peaches. I'm going to pour that down in there, maybe. That would not be good to cut myself in front of the camera tonight, now would it? I had this off of here earlier. All right, we're going to just dump that in there. Those are some large peach slices. I hope I smell like a peach after all this, because we have been working with peaches. Now, you can also chop up these peaches. And do you know that we sell peach chunks now? Instead of, they're chunked up just like pineapples. But it's peaches. That was kind of interesting. All right. Now we're just going to stir this up just to toss it around. Notice I don't have the little spoon tonight. Not yet. Night's not over, right, ladies?
I always tell my kids, big bowl, big spoon, little bowl, little spoon. Reset the table.
That's exactly right. This we made a fruity coleslaw before. How many of y'all remember that? We made that last year. We made a vanilla slaw. I've got a raspberry slaw recipe. This is pretty though. This would be pretty for 4th of July. Kind of makes you think of summer. All right. Now we're going to set this aside real quick. We're going to pretend. All right. Now, y'all have to help me because I am going to double this. I've got to get my sugar. All right, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar. So we're just going to make a dressing. That's what we're essentially doing. All right, now we're going to have 2 teaspoons. We're going to make that 4 of a prepared mustard. And as soon as I find my teaspoon, there we go. I'm going to need that again in a minute. Kind of different to have mustard in coleslaw. Right, Nancy? I didn't hear nothing from...
What about that mustard?
A little different in coleslaw, isn't it? But
Mustard doesn't have calories.
see, I learned something today.
So you can't use, you need to change over to mustard for your condiment or sandwich.
You know what, I just
Ketchup.
don't think my salt is. Woo! Well, yeah, but I just add enough salt. All right, now a teaspoon of salt, and then we are going to add what am I adding? I'm going to add the vegetable oil. That's what I was looking for, and kind of got off track just a little bit. And this is a new recipe for all of us to try tonight. So I haven't done this recipe before, so this will be different for all of us.
That's it divided, do you need to
Well, we're going to add it all together tonight. For time constraints, we're going to put it together because you're supposed to blend and puree and do a few other little things. We skip those steps just a little bit tonight. All right. Now, we are going to add my vinegar. And what did I just do? I need a little bit more vegetable oil. Did you all catch that? What did I just do? For some reason, I can't keep up with the vegetable oil tonight. All right. There we go. Now that's a whole cup. I've got a 1/3 cup measuring. Okay, now I need 2/3 a cup of vinegar. Now you can use apple cider or white vinegar. There. No.
She's only got a 1/3 a cup instead of a 1/2 a cup.
Okay.
That's why.
All right. Now we are going to add our fresh parsley. And then we're going to have 2 teaspoons of celery seeds. And what did I do with that?
Celery seed like in the plant flowers.
Well, you can. You can. If you want to plant celery. How many of you all have seen the celery root? We used to carry it quite often. We actually had people want that. So this is a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm going to have to. My husband doesn't, he thinks that you can't have coleslaw if you don't have celery seed in it. I had never ate celery seed in slaw time.
Coleslaw unless it has apples.
Apples, well, see, we're all different. And we're just going to mix all this together. This just makes a really nice little dressing. You can actually put this in your food processor and pulse it or put it in the blender, and add the parsley last. But I don't see any reason to do all of that. All right, now the fun begins. parsley gives things a good taste. You know, actually parsley is good for you. And in German cooking, a lot of people use parsley and eat parsley every day. I usually use it just for looks, but this is going to make a neat looking little coleslaw. Kind of a different take on it. It is pretty, isn't it?
Did you put sugar in it?
Yeah, yes. Did I put sugar in it? Are you kidding? I put sugar in everything. That's the one ingredient I remember. I try to use Splenda, I do, but sometimes we kind of get carried away a little bit with the sugar. And let me get. Do what?
Did we get the third one?
All right. All right. Now you will see the rest of this recipe. All right. Now, when you're through, you have this beautiful peach slaw. And you can put it in a pretty bowl just like this, something a little smaller, or you can put it in a nice container.